Hello, Narnach here, welcome back to Path of Exile. Still playing the Darkshrine League and we have just arrived at Lunaris Temple Waypoint. So we are on our way to defeat the first of many of the boss baddies named Piety. So last episode I discovered the joy of Ice Crash, and in between episodes I did a little bit of shuffling with abilities and with skills, and I have found something that works pretty well. That is Ice Crash with endurance charges on stun and with life on the hit. You do such massive amounts of damage that most of the enemies will get stunned from it, resulting basically in just keeping your endurance charges topped up at 3 at all times, as long as you get at least initially surrounded by enemies. Boom, 1, boom, 2, boom, 3. And after that you just need to stun someone every once in a while to keep it up. So it works very well in conjunction with a Vigilant Strike. It actually works, I suspect, once I get the Fortify support gem. I think I might actually link it to Ice Crash rather than my primary attack, because Ice Crash is so good against group attacks that keeping the Vigilant Strike, the Fortify effect up all times, probably gonna work better, because I'm just using Ice Crash so often against a lot of enemies, and using Ice Crash against bosses and other single powerful targets every once in a while is not a bad idea anyway, to keep the endurance charges up. Even though it's of course harder because they have a larger hit pool, and as such it's harder to actually stun them. So, some other changes I made is I've added Herald of Ice to the mix to provide extra frost damage, especially because Ice Crash already does a lot of frost damage. Using that to trigger explosions whenever I kill a shattered enemy, or shatter an enemy with frost damage. That's just a very nice bonus, and adding more damage is always a good thing. I can still use my other ones. Oh, and of course I got Blades of Frost. I've got multi-strike on it now. And chance to knock enemies back, so it's a very good way to just keep enemies at a distance. Let's see, a Darkshrine. We just happen to have one rare. The Mute Wind Rise. We know what that means. It's the Mute Wind Warband. So that's gonna be nice. They often drop rares, which is good to fuel the shrines. So, at a distance I can just use the Blades of Frost to chill them, damage them, and keep them at a distance for things I don't really want to be close to. Doesn't happen a lot, but it's a nice option to have, at least. Most of the time it's just better to jump in and then just crash the party. So I can't believe I never actually tried Ice Crash before. I think it's among the more recent additions to the game, but still, it's so much fun. And how it plays, it feels like Ice Crash you really want to be using a two-hander. The biggest, meanest, slowest two-hander you can find. And have a Ice Crash with Leap Slam combination, since both of them have big single target damage. Or big AoE damage that's very slow to apply, so it scales excellent off of two-handers. With Ice Crash, the nice thing is that because you're applying so much cold damage, a lot of enemies actually have trouble hitting you, because you'll be just chilling them, freezing them, and all that jazz. Also because I'm using Clarity in addition to a couple of mana boosting things, my mana regen per second is good enough to just work with a very small mana pool, in this case 56 points of mana. Ice Crash itself costs 19 points of mana to apply, but before it's done, the mana pool is back full. So that's also a key part of this build, just having the mana regen to make it work, with this much mana being reserved. Hello there, Spinecrack. Hey, thank you for the Iron Hat. It's probably gonna be a shrine that is willing to take that sacrifice, that offer to the gods. We found part 2. So I also tried Ice Crash in combination with the knockback effect, and it wasn't as prominent and useful as I had expected it to be. So that's why I stuck with the combination I ended up with, because the endurance charges on hit are just so nice to have. They really add a bonus defensive edge to the build. If all 3 of the endurance charges have been applied, that 12% physical damage that I don't take, that's 12% extra elemental resistance on top. Which, because my resistance have been gimped slightly, actually almost tops it off. So it's very useful to have those charges. Until at least my gear provides for maximum resistance out of the box. Especially if I manage to get my Fortify in, so I don't need the Vigilant Strike. Hey, there's the mutants. In this case I'm being nicely surrounded. Let's fail at casting a Vigilant Strike. Yes, do that. Okay, and that's one. Okay. Yo. Tired of you. Stop shooting. So he is Frost Novaing me. How cute. I have to say, chill ground is annoying, but I'm sturdy and patient. I think in this case the sturdiness provides more of a survival benefit than being patient. Every little bit helps. Hey, we have some necromancers here. Let's take you out. The big doors. Let's see, another one. Extra fire damage, frenzy is damage, allies have extra accuracy, and I couldn't read it because they died so fast. Could almost say that I found a new favorite skill of the moment in Ice Crash. It's just so much fun. Yo! And the rest of the build really complements it. And Ice Crash just takes the place of Reef. It's not as fast, but it's still very, very, very nice AoE attack. Okay, so Piety. This is gonna be fun.
So you've chosen to end our affair, Duelist. I shall cherish your memory.
Hello dear. Here. Have an Ice Crash. Okay. Vigilant Strike, crash the party. Ooh, the minions really help here. Ah, Piety. What you trying to do? Trying to hurt me. I am, well, I would say I'm wounded, but we're not really managing in that department. Boom, set the Piety. We got the tower key.
Sorry. What's up with something this ugliness?
Picked up a lot of things that are potentially interesting. So let's head back to town. Hey, let's see. Wow.
Goodbye.
Hagen. Okay, it was Greiger. Yes, Greiger is the one that gives rewards.
See you.
But 2 passive skill points. I like them. Because that means we have nearly reached our destination. Just having a quick look at other options along the line. This might be interesting. 6% increased effect of auras you cast, 12% increased radius of auras. But this one, 4% reduced mana reserved. If I ever get issues with mana, I do have some access to something that reduces mana reservations. 12% increased effects, that's basically 1/8 bonus. So in this case I would get 2% extra physical damage, and it ignites for, let's see, that's 10, that's almost 11 and a bit percent extra, so it would be 103% ignition on overkill. It's not bad, really. But for now, oh, I need to go to Rampart. Extra melee physical while fortified. It becomes aggressive. Can we buy anything useful yet? No, still don't have the passives. We do need to go to the archives to unlock the passives. So quickly sell
At your service.
all the things I don't need. Let's do some identification magic. So let's see, if we sell the big things we can just tug along the small things. This is a chromatic. How is this comparing to what I got? Yeah, it's really more of the same. I need to reforge it to make it useful, so let's just sell it. What's the flask do? 34 or 340. Extra recovery speed. I might be able to make it stop bleeding or something and then have a larger one. Let's add a property. Removes chill, freeze and chill. That's also not bad, but bleeding is more useful. Also I realize I could just add another property to this one. Okay. Instant recovery when low on life, even though it applies to mana. That's very useful. And I reduce. Okay, so I actually made it objectively worse. Yeah, it removes burning. Removes bleeding. Okay, it's better now. So we sell that one. Then we are good to go again. Oh, I completely forgot about this one. It's similar to what I got, though it's got more, even though I need to roll it as a rare. I might just want to keep that and use it for something useful. Let's put it in the tab of potentially useful things. This is just all kinds of garbage to sell. Put all this in the stash. Puncture, just have the gems. Green. And that one belongs there. Okay, let's roll out. We just defeated Piety. So now let's see if we can get the waypoints of at least the gardens and the library. Then episode afterwards can do the archives. And then the episode after that we can make a run for a Dominus. If I were the entrance to the gardens, where would I hide? Yes, I know, that's the philosophical high point of your day, that question. Finding the answer to it. You're welcome. Okay, I'm getting a feeling I have to run the other way. Of course, it's always the other way. There's a couple of certainties in life, and one of them is that whatever way you think the entrance to the next level is, it's always the other way. Unless you happen to be once right. Games are evil like that. They make you think that you understand it, and then boom! They just surprise you by putting the exits or the entrance in another place. And that's the Imperial Gardens. Okay. Usually, if you follow the road, wait, you find a waypoint. Hey, a ghost. It might go somewhere useful. Oh, we found the waypoint. Okay. I want a couple of shrines now. So I'm starting to drown in yellow items again. Shiny, shiny, shiny. Yeah, I'm here now. Thistle Sage. If I had the mana to reserve stuff, I might actually put Arctic armor in as well. Even more physical damage reduction on top of the armor, on top of the endurance charges. Especially with a build like if you're using Ice Crash a lot, you're standing still while the effect takes place. You gather things around you. So Arctic armor really rewards you for that. Hey, vegan.
Even more. I've set aside a nice.
Okay, that's dual the man. Hello there.
So here's how this.
Ah, okay. Defeat him. There. A couple of crashes to build some endurance. It's harder to build up charge. I'm only now at 2 still. Trying very desperately to just preserve them. And I got a superior Warblade. Which actually isn't as superior as it makes it out to be. Kind of objectively worse than what I got. Hello there, Colossal Bone Stalker. You're having a bad bone day, aren't you? Lighting up with their heads. Ooh, that's a lot of them. Hey, the Scholar. Either I find all 3 of them, or I will have a complete set once this league ends and I default back to the main league. Because my previous duelist managed to pick up 2 of them before perishing. No, in that case it was more my lack of awareness of what was happening and just plain recklessness rather than carrying that thing. So let's at least try to be a bit more mindful this time of what's happening, where enemies are, and all that jazz. So I could do with a ghost by now. Hello there, Strongbox. How are you doing? Let's identify it. 3 additional items, magic even, and guarded by a stream of monsters. So let's put this one up. There we go. And we crash the party. Ah, that guy is angry. And that's loot. Yeah, ghosty, ghosty, ghosty. And there he is. Siosa. Ghost of the library. Let's see. Maybe I'm lucky. And the run isn't as long as I was expecting it. Because then I can dedicate the entire next episode to just finding Dominus. That might be nice. Finish this act in basically next episode rather than the episode afterwards. So let's give this a try. Big and angry. But not big enough, because they're still pretty easily to stun. Okay. Let's explore over to this side. Yay! We found the secret doorway. I wonder if you have a candle, a burning candle nonetheless, that functions as the lever to the archives or in the library. Don't you ever have a problem with burning wax and flammable stuff and all the paper around? I mean, pulling a burning candle down doesn't really sound like a smart thing to do in the library that's as disorganized as this one. Just saying. Doesn't really seem like a smart move. I mean, the Library of Alexandria burned down as well. Let's see. 10 times increased rarity and a random curse. Okay. And all we get is a chain belt. Well, a superior workplace, but who's keeping score? Let's see, did I pick up one of the things already? No, I didn't. Let's see. Yeah. Books down. Oh. Let's kill the things first. Grab the loot a second. Yes. Okay. We got another passive that improves the effects of a fortified. Also means its importance is increased. Also means I need to find myself. Hey, it was. I was about to say before I got rudely interrupted by this unique guy. Also need to find myself something with an extra socket to have Ice Crash with a 4-link rather than a 3-link. Because I need to attach the Fortify somewhere. And another page with some blues around them. Deal with that. Gold page and then the last one, which which is probably around the corner. Oh no.
You there. Let me
Hey, you again. More dummies. Ah. I think I am winning this slightly. Always keeps trying to insult my mother. Bugger. And there's the last one. So we can just portal back to Mr. Siosa. Someone is making a lot of noise in an apartment nearby. And the noise is gone. Hello there, Siosa. What am I getting from you? 45. But also there is Life Leech, which is beautiful. Pierce. If I were doing a lot more projectile things. Blood Magic. Hypothermia. More damage to chilled enemies, which I do actually with Ice Crash. 10% chance to freeze enemies which are chilled. Hypothermia on top of Ice Crash sounds like a pretty good deal once I get a 5-link. This was the 45, right? Yes. Okay. Excellent. So I'll spend some time seeing if I can figure out a way to work Fortify into my build. In the next episode we are storming the tower and taking out Mr. Dominus. So I thank you very much for watching and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.